Wow, look at that. That is amazing. Just look how well preserved that is. Hey guys, Randy here, and welcome aboard the Seabee Traveler channel. Alright, we are leaving Chinle, Arizona. What a beautiful place that Canyon de Chelly was. My first time there, and I was not I was not disappointed whatsoever. But we are actually heading to another beautiful place, Mesa Verde National Park, and that's in southern Colorado. So hopefully it's a little bit cooler up there. But first I thought we would stop at Four Corners. We're driving right by it. It'll only take a couple minutes. And yeah, I thought it'd be worth it just to stop and see what it's like. I have been there a couple times throughout my life as a kid, and then probably the most recent I've been there is probably been about 9 or 10 years now. So it's been quite a while. So I wanted to see what that's like, and it's always just such a unique little place in the United States. So we'll go check that out. And then we're eventually going to make our way up to Mesa Verde National Park. I've never been there, but from what I've seen, there are a ton of cliff dwellings, and it's just supposed to be an amazing, beautiful drive. So I'm excited about that. The other thing I'm excited about is I actually have a campground reserved, the Moorfield Campground, right there on the national park. So I cannot wait. It's going to be nice getting there early, checking in, have a spot ready, and then I can take my time and not have to worry about where I'm going to stay tonight. So no boondocking blues for me this time.
Wheels are rolling on the two-lane blacktop. Dust kicking high, won't let this heart stop. Friends beside me, laughter fills the air. Chasing sunsets, we're going anywhere. Wide open roads and a sky full of stars. Living our dreams while we travel afar. The world keeps calling, we can't stay still. Wandering souls with a restless will. Stopped in a ghost town, not a soul in sight. Rusty old signs in the pale daylight. Echoes of the past in the creak of the door, telling the tales of those here before. Wide open roads and a sky full of stars. Living our dreams as we travel afar. The world keeps calling, we can't stay still. Wandering souls with a restless will. Camping out by a fire under endless skies. Fiddle tunes play as the moon starts to rise. Dreams as big as the mountains far away. Tomorrow's a promise of another day. Morning comes with the first golden rays. Packing up gear, hitting highways. Every mile we drive, there's a story to tell. Freedom's a song, and we know it well.
You know, even though there's not a lot of communities out here, it's pretty wide open. And the communities they're spread out pretty far. But there are just gorgeous. Let's see, 191, we're going to take a left here. But it's still just, it's gorgeous. As flat as it is, and you kind of see, you have these big, huge mesas, and it does remind you of Monument Valley, which is really only about an hour, probably an hour away from here, something like that. It's a little farther west, and that's another place I don't think I've ever been to. It is a bucket list location, so I'm going to make it over there eventually. But yeah, just look how wide. Oh, talk about big skies. This is it. Wow, look at that. This road looks like it goes on forever right here. But even though it looks like that, when you have views like this big mesa right there, time just kind of flies because you're always looking for how beautiful things are. And the photographer in me, I'm always I'm always looking for a picture, even though I don't stop, a lot. I'm still looking at light conditions and just stuff like that. Keeps my mind off of the road. The other thing that's nice about this is you do go through quite a bit of different landscapes. You can see we've been something like this. We drove through something like this before, and then we're in a wide open road with those big cliffs and mesas. Wow, look at that cave over there. But yeah, I mean, stuff like that I look for and I enjoy. It just really does help the time pass. Especially like it's about an hour and a half, I think, from Chinle to Four Corners. Wow, that is really red out here too. And now I also, a little bit farther north and to the west is Utah. That's someplace I'd really, really like to go visit as well. All right, well, just up here, we are just about to the New Mexico border, which means we're not too far. Here it is, here's the sign. Welcome to New Mexico, the land of enchantment. All right, well, just up here is the turnoff to Four Corners. So we actually had to leave Arizona to get to the Four Corners Monument. And looks like it's right here. This this is all exactly how I remember it, so nothing out here has changed. It hasn't grown at all. It's so far out in the middle of nowhere. Four Corners Monument, USA. I mean, it's just so unique that this is the only place in the country that you can touch 4 states at the same time. And you know what, to be honest with you, so far it looks like it hasn't changed in 10 years. When I was a kid, they didn't have all the permanent vendors. Well, I have to stop and pay. But they didn't have all these permanent vendors around. $8 a person. All right, that was pretty quick and easy. There was no line to get in, you could see. We left pretty early, so I think it's probably around 9 o'clock or so. So there's quite a few people, but everybody seems to be parked in New Mexico. I gotta find Arizona. I'm gonna park in Arizona. Let's see over here. I'll park next to that Jeep. Yeah, I'm gonna stay in Arizona as long as I possibly can. This'll do. Alright, I'm gonna get parked and let's go take a quick look. Alright, let's see here. It's pretty nice. A lot of permanent structures here. Saw the restrooms over there. I see a little monument we'll take a quick look at. But yeah, look, they got all these sandstone veneer. And straight ahead of us is the actual Four Corners. Let's see here. Yep. I'm in Arizona. New Mexico. And 1889 is when they figured this out. It's cool. You can get some Navajo jewelry. Probably some dolls. Lots of jewelry. They make beautiful stuff too. Alright, let's see here. Arizona. The line separating the territories of New Mexico and Arizona. Let's see. In the act February 24th. So Abraham Lincoln is the one who signed it. Made it official. Looks like there might be a little bit of a line. Sometimes you'll see people do do some things. Most of the time it's mostly just, 1 foot, 2 feet on each state and the hands on each state. But he's getting his picture. You can kind of see they have the states lined out there. This is just so cool. Can't find it anywhere else in the U.S. Let's come down here. I heard this guy. He's going to go do something here. Let's see if he'll do it. He wasn't sure if he wanted to. Here he goes. There you go. A one-handed cartwheel.
All we need is a place to be and a few good friends for some company. If you'd like to stay, you don't have to leave. We'll leave the lights on and the door unlocked. If you drop on by, you don't have to knock. We're happy to share whatever we've got.
Well, since I was here, I had to walk across it. But anyways, I'm gonna head back to the truck. I do need to get going so that we can get up to Mesa Verde National Park. I'm excited to get up there. Alright, so it looks like we've got just a little over an hour to get up to the campground. I do want to get up there, get checked in, find my spot, and then after that we'll kind of cruise around and look at the park. Then that way I can get back, have a good night's rest, and start heading into the Rockies. I wanna hit Silverton, and just driving through those big tall mountains, still have snow on the peaks. I'm really excited to see that and get out of this warmer temperature, get up into those cool areas of Colorado. But first we got a little bit of we got to drive through New Mexico a couple more minutes and then we'll be in Colorado. Well, that is a nice rig. Look at that. Wow. That would be traveling in style. Gotta admit. Let's see, Four Corners. All right. Goodbye, Four Corners. They're open till, I think, 8 o'clock at night. They're open pretty late. You know what? I think I'm just going to pull over here, see if I can't show you a little aerial footage. You couldn't fly the drone over the monument, but see if I can show you here. All right, well, that is the monument. You can see it's not very big, and it is it's not too busy. July, middle of the summer. It's kind of warm in the sun. But just look how vast. I guess this is considered high desert. That's the road we came in on. But this is probably up over 4,500 feet, I think. But it is, it's rugged out here. And you can kind of see that is the San Juan River, and that's the direction we're headed. We'll be crossing over that in a second. We're going to be heading over that to get to Colorado. Look how green it is along that river. All right, well, it looks like we are in Colorado, colorful Colorado. I told you we didn't have to drive very far. And this is going to be the San Juan River that we saw. Just so green around this river through this really dry desert. You can kind of see it's getting a little bit, it's afternoon, but this is the kind of thing, you see that thing over, that butte over there on the right. When I'm driving on the road, I'm thinking there might be a picture over there somewhere. So with the clouds like they are, I mean, that's what takes my mind off of the road, is I can be over there looking and you see all those little gullies coming down, the erosion. So I might have to actually see if I can't find a spot up here, and I might try and get a picture of that. And it looks like I got a spot here. It's a lot of times you're driving down the road and see something, you just can't stop because there's nowhere to pull over that's safe anyways. But yeah, let me get out and see if I can't take a quick picture of that. Yeah, see, that's really cool. The light's hitting it just right, and just so happens we're pretty close to the intersection up here, so there's like a little rest area. Got lucky. Sometimes you get lucky like that. Of course, then up here you have this old, looks like an old abandoned gas station or something here. Yeah, it's not open anymore for sure. Alright, let's see, we'll take a left here. These clouds are really starting to build up a little bit. Gotta kind of expect that though, with especially in the mountains as you get a little bit higher elevation in July. It's kind of monsoon season, so I expect this. All right, well, you can tell we're starting to get up a little bit higher elevation, a little bit more green. It's a pretty big truck stop. I wonder if is that a casino in there as well? Yeah, looks like there is a casino right there. Never been much of a gambler. Every time I do, I don't want to spend the money it takes to win anything big. So I just don't even try it. All right, let me see. We've got somebody kind of slowing us down a little bit, so I'll take the time I have to pass. But we're just past Cortez, and you can see the terrain has changed quite a bit. I could feel the temperature is actually dropping a little bit too. Might have something to do with the clouds and the moisture in the air, but it feels cooler. But there was some place that I wanted to stop. I saw it on Google Maps. It's just a quick little stop. I do need to take a break, get out, stretch my legs. But somewhere just up here is it's like an old flume. It's like an old wooden flume that was used across the creek. Here it is. Here it is. All right, slow down. All right, yeah, here it is. Cool. This is good because I need to do a couple things, stretch my legs, like I said. So, all right, let me get parked and we will take a quick look. It does feel good to just a little bit of a breeze. It's nice and cool right now. Preserving the McElmo Creek flume. Also, this is preserved. There's kind of a timeline of them while they're reconstructing it. Huh. Well, they did a lot of work. The McElmo Creek flume was in use from the 1890s to the 1990s, carrying water for over 100 years. Wow. And then in 2006, it looks like a flood came in, knocked some stuff into it, and damaged it. The wooden trough will be rebuilt using about 30% of the original structure. Let's see. Welcome to the San Juan Skyway. Let's see. Moab, Utah is only 2 hours away. That is someplace I want to get to. But anyways, let's get over to the flume. It's just right over here, and it looks like we've got some storyboards. All right. Well, there's 3 of them. Let's see, greening the valley. Starting in the 1880s, construction of the original irrigation canals and lateral ditches was done by hand. Wow, teams of horses and mules. Equipment was simple and crude. There's a picture of it. All right, well, there it is. You could probably walk out there if you really wanted to. Wow, and it has the wood on top. Or maybe, I wonder if that's... Why would they have that wood up there? For evaporation, maybe? Keep stuff out of it? The McElmo Creek flume is number 6. So this is the last remaining example of 104 of them. Wow. So there's 104 of these, and this is the last one. Over the past 150 years, technology to store water and deliver to local farmland has continually changed and improved. Yeah, it's quite a bit. That Central Arizona project. Basically, this is something from back in the 1890s, version of the canal that goes through Central Arizona. All right, let's get back to the truck. All right, it's time to hit the road again. We're actually only about 15 minutes away from the campground, so it's not too far. I believe it's up in those hills up there on the right. I think we're gonna head up that way. I'm still kind of hoping this rain doesn't form. It is kind of cloudy, but they're not really expecting a lot of rain. So it does need to clear up. It feels like it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but it's really only about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I still have plenty of time to go get checked in and then drive around the park this afternoon. Let's see, here we go. Exit 1 mile. It's gonna feel so good getting in it is a tent site, but it's a real campground, and shower's gonna be nice. I didn't get to take a shower last night.
Got my boots on the gas, a map in my hand. Seabee Traveler's ready, we're gonna see this great land. Through ghost town echoes and highways wide, with the world in my rear view and you by my side, rolling with the traveler, free as the breeze, chasing those sunsets through the rustling trees, from starlit skies to campfires aglow. Life's an open highway where we're bound to go. Oh, the canyon winds whisper and the mountains call, through valleys and deserts we've seen it all. Every mile's a story, every turn's a surprise. Epic views ahead under these endless skies. Rolling with the traveler, free as the breeze, chasing those sunsets through the rustling trees, from starlit skies to campfires aglow. Life's an open highway where we're bound to go. We'll stay in a place where the camping is free. Wake to the dawn, hear the freedom ring, with every star that lights our way. The road keeps calling, it's where we'll stay. Saw a ghost town fading in the desert dust. Every cracked in creek told a tale of rust. We keep rolling through the world so wide. The Seabee Traveler spirit is our lifelong guide. Rolling with the traveler, free as the breeze, chasing those sunsets through the rustling trees, from starlit skies to campfires aglow. Life's an open highway where we're bound to go. Yeah, yeah. We'll stay in a place where the camping is free. Wake to the dawn, hear the freedom ring, with every star that lights our way. The road keeps calling, it's where we'll stay.
All right, we have made it. Wow, cliff dwellings are 23 miles back there. I didn't realize it was that long, but it's gonna be beautiful. Look at that beautiful butte right there. That's kind of like the one we saw down by Four Corners, except for this one's covered with trees. I like that. This is a national park, so there is a fee to get in. I'm a veteran, so I'm able to use my America the Beautiful a beautiful card, so I can get in for free. The campground is only, I asked at the entrance, and he said it's about 15 minutes to the campground. So we're going to go up this hill. It's going to be kind of windy going up, but then we'll drop down a little bit on the other side to get to the campground. If it's anything like this is going to be just beautiful tonight. You're going to get a really good view up here. Just look how far down that goes. You know, this does kind of remind me of my trip up to the top of Mount Lemmon by Tucson. And then also, like if you're going up to Kit Mountain, Kit Peak, where the observatories are. Of course here it's a lot greener, but still it's about the same views. You get up pretty high down there. Wow, just look at that. Looks like a painting almost down there, doesn't it? There's got to be some sort of outlook up here, overlook. There's not a lot of room on the mountain to stop anywhere, so I would almost think they have to. But anyways, if I find one, we'll pull over. No, so you can't pull over here. I guess for emergencies only, along the right side here. So while I'm looking for a place to pull over and get us a better view, just sit back and enjoy the ride for a couple minutes.
Got a cooler in the back and the windows down. Old guitar, ride a shotgun as we leave this town. Cool breeze whipping through my flannel sleeve. A mountain road's calling and I ain't gonna leave. No destination, just a full tank ride. That sun hanging low and the world open wide. We're rolling high on the mountain line, radio up and we're feeling fine. Wheels turn slow on a winding climb, freedom in the air and we're taking our time. Sky so blue and the pines so tall, yeah, we're singing like we got it all. On a clear, cool day in the sweet July, yeah, we're rolling high.
Hey, looky here, as we go a little bit farther south, clouds are starting to break up and the sun's coming out. That's really good news. I was getting a little bit worried there for a second. Oh, and hey, here's an overlook. Nice. That's a nice big one too. Lots of parking in here. Kind of scary though, going around that curve like that. There's a couple people here. Looks like somebody else is going to be camping here tonight too. All right. Oh wow, just look at this view. Oh, what a cool puppy too. All right, let's go take a look. All right, wow, this is the perfect spot to get out and take a look. Oh cool, they have some storyboards over here too. So if it is raining, they have a nice covered area to relax in. A gateway to Mesa Verde. This early 1920s photograph shows Mancos Valley and the town of Mancos, gateway to Mesa Verde. By 1914, automobiles and a newly graded road behind you cut travel time to 3 hours. A fee of $1 was charged. Wow, look at that. Look at that. I couldn't imagine going around these curves on a muddy road like that. Just look at this view. Wow, that does look like a painting. There's that little hint of haze down there. I don't know if it's from fires or if it's just humidity, but Wow. Gorgeous. And over there, the clouds are building up a little bit. I also kind of like the way the sun is shining through the parted clouds. All right, well, where does this go? I think this just goes up to the parking area. Yeah, so we'll just, oh, look at that cool bench with the rocks. This more gorgeous view. All right, let's get to the truck. Got a couple more miles to get to the campground. Wow, just what a beautiful view. That was a perfect spot to stop and take a look on your way up. But I think we're just about to the top, the summit, and I think we're going to start dropping down a little bit and get to the campground. This is that tricky corner, little bit of a blind side. Around that corner, you're not sure. Speed limit is only 35 going up, so you have plenty of time. It's just a little scary sometimes thinking somebody might be speeding. Imagine coming up here, it's graded road, a dirt road, and then it's 23 miles back to the cliff dwellings. So that picture we saw, that guy was he was in his car, he was on his way to the cliff dwellings. He got mired in mud, it said. Let's see. All right, looks like we're getting close to the campground. So yeah, we just started dropping back down from the summit. Wow, beautiful views. You have to kind of be careful. Make sure you stay to that speed limit. Yeah, we'll take a right here. But I did see deer coming up. And since we're on a national park, they're not afraid. They have no worries, so just be careful driving up here. All right, so we do have to stop at, it's kind of like the office, little visitor center. Wow, this is a pretty big complex here. What is that? Oh, that's the ranger station. All right, so I can see the store that we need to, or the visitor center we need to go into. Oh, they have gas. $3.51 a gallon. I'd imagine that gas is if you need it. Of course, that's kind of the price it is in Phoenix. All right, let me go inside, get paid up. All right, we are all checked in, and good news is, it was going to be $40 tonight, but because I had my America the Beautiful card and being a veteran, I got half price for the camping, so it's only $20. But I think it was only for the veterans. I don't know if you can use your senior card like that. So, but I'd call ahead just to find out. I didn't know that when I checked in. I did it online. So when I got here, she asked me if I had that card, and she was able to redo the processing and just charge me $20. So that was super nice. All right, so she said to take a right. Just a little ways down here. She said, now be careful because they do have some bear activity, and it's only in the tent area where I'm going to be at. But that's the direction we're going to be heading in, straight down that valley. Wow, this is very pretty. Okay, so up here, I think these are like, I don't know if they might be employee housing. You can tell they've had some. Oh, it's here. Here's a washout area. It looks like. Is that maybe your septic? Yeah, I think that was if you want a dump station up there. And this is a trailhead. There's probably tons of hiking in here. But she said to take the first right. It's beautiful. I like all these grasses and these low shrubs. They're different colors, reds and greens and yellows. Oh, here's another dump station. So it looks like they might have two. But this is the first right and the Pueblo Loop. So this is us tent camping. All right, let's go find our spot. She said just pick one that didn't have a reservation tab on it. So she gave me one to put on there, and then I'll have to go back and let them know which spot I'm in. Which works out fine because then we can do that heading out. All right, so we have a restroom. There's no showers here. You'll see there's showers up by the store, and there's also a laundromat up there. Pretty nice. There's not a lot of people here. Oh, there's that one has a sticker. That one has a sticker on it. I think that's just parking for one of the spots there. Here's another restroom. And believe it or not, we are just below. The store is just up the top of that. Yeah, I think the store is just up on top of that hill there. To the right. Well, I see a spot. It's even got a little bit of a tree. A picnic bench right here on my right. The post is leaning over. So maybe somebody didn't see it there, so they just passed this one by. So I think I'm gonna take this one. So let me I'll get back in. We'll take a quick look around, and then go check out the cliff dwellings and the mesa. Well, I am all checked in. I was hoping to stay in one of those ones with the trees, but they weren't very level. And this is close to, just up the hill is where the restrooms or the showers and store is. But we're all checked in. I gotta go back and let them know what space I'm in, and then we will head out. I'm kind of excited about this. It's gonna be nice. It's a little warm in the sun, but in the shade it is perfect temperature. But I'm gonna go check in, and then we'll head out, check out the mesa, see how far we can get. It's like 23 miles back there. It's a long ways. All right, but I planned for it. Got it early so we can go get the drive in. This is gonna be fun. I can't wait. All right. Well, I stood that post back up so people can see. Hey, how are you? I put that post back up so people can see that it's reserved. I'll let them know that it was knocked down when we get back up there. There's a lot of nice spots here, and I think this is like the third set of restrooms I've seen. And they do have potable water at these restrooms. I see all these sites have the trash for bears, or the food locker. They did say make sure I have all my food secured inside my truck. It's probably the best place. And since I have that camper on, I'm not too worried about bears. I keep everything inside anyways. Oh, so there's another restroom. So they've got quite a few restrooms down here. But these spots, there were some that weren't quite as level for where I'm going to be for to park in. There are a lot of them. The parking area isn't too level, but the spot for the tent is leveled out. So I got a good spot. So if you go to the right, that's where the RV camping is. But we don't have time to take a drive down there today, so it's about 2:30 right now, so I do want to get back there and get as much of the cliff dwellings and all the overlooks as I can get. Oh, there's another car there now. Somebody else is out there hiking. When I was checking in, they mentioned that there's like a ridge road. It kind of goes to the west. That's closed today, so I won't be going on that one. All the other ones are open though, so that's good news. And she also said I should have plenty of time to get everything in. Kind of not used to this. Being in Colorado, I'm a different time zone, and the sun is up a little bit later. So that's good news, and then it's kind of bad news for me because I'm just not used to the sun being up as long as it is. All right, so here's our turnoff back to the market. I'm going to let them know which spot I'm in. But this is good because I can show you straight ahead is the showers to the left. And there's some restrooms in there as well. And then right directly ahead of us is a coin-operated laundry. Showers are free. Everything's free except for the laundry. All right, I'm gonna find a spot real quick, and then we will definitely hit the road.
How are you feeling now? When all the pieces seem like they can't be found, I'll be the friend that is standing there. I'll be the hand holding all your cares. I see you now, I'm not going anywhere. We'll find our way back home. We'll find our way back home. No, we'll never have to walk alone. We'll find our way back home. gonna step back, not gonna step back now. We're flying higher, we're gonna reach the clouds. I'll be the friend that is standing there. I'll be the hand holding all your cares. I see you now, I'm not going anywhere. We'll find our way back home. We'll find our way back home. No, we'll never have to walk alone. We'll find our way back home. I'm coming home. We'll find our way back home.
All right, so just up here to the right, where that car's pulling out, is Park Point, and I do want to go check that out because it is, it's the highest point in Mesa Verde, somewhere up there, anyways. And I think that's where they have like a station to watch for fires. I think that's what it was originally for. This is a lot different terrain. It's like these low shrubs. I think they had a fire. It looks like you can kind of see all these bigger trees. Looks like they just died, or they're dead, and everything is growing up around them. Well, it shouldn't be too far up here. I can kind of see it though. We are climbing. We've been climbing since we made that turn. It's a steady climb, and I think I see where we're gonna be headed. All right, so let's see. Oh yeah, you can see there's a little building up on top of that hill over there. So, but it looks like we're gonna have to park and then do a little bit of a hike. Shouldn't be too bad. All right, let's see here. Park Point, Fire Lookout Tower, highest point in Mesa Verde National Park, elevation 8572. Wow, almost 8,600 feet. Park Point Trail. This steep but short trail leads to Park Point, the highest. So it's just a short little trail, and it looks like it's paved the whole way too. This is a real pretty walk, but there's more of those trees that if it was a fire, everything else is growing around them. Although I don't know, some of these, I don't know. They did have a fire here in the early 20s, 22, 23, 24, somewhere like that. But it did affect this area. All right, I can I can feel that 8,600 foot elevation. Whew, all right. But what a view. Man, that is just so gorgeous. Those white hills, the white cliffs. Wow. You can kind of see the lookout station up top. But there's a trail we can go down here a little bit, see if we can get a view from a little bit farther down. I've got my camera with me, so I'm gonna see if I can't get a picture or two. Wow, there's the storyboards. Is that coin operated? Like a little coin operated telescope. ancestral landscape. So it kind of talks about how the Pueblo and other tribal communities lived and interconnected around Mesa Verde. Park Point, there we are, right there. But boy, just what a view. Let's see what this one says. Edge of the Rockies. Right there we are again. And it's kind of hard to see, but there is, off in the distance, those mountains have some snow still on them. La Plata Mountains, and then over here, San Miguel Mountains. There's snow on them. Wow. I just can't get over how, and it, with that little breeze, you can probably hear there's a little bit of a breeze, but it feels really, really good. Let's see, on the lookout. So this kind of, all there was being built, there's some pictures of it being built. 24 hours a day, wildfires have long been a concern at Mesa Verde. In recent years, their frequency and severity has increased. It looks like there's actually somebody in there too. They do say 24 hours. All right, let's see, let's go. We were facing, at the other lookout point, we were looking north, I think it's northwest. And so this is going to give us a good view of the south and the direction that we're going to be heading, where all the cliff dwellings are. Wow, this is a really, really good view. That's the valley that we were looking down on our way up here. And we're going to be heading in that direction. We're going to stay up on top though, up on the mesa. Let's see what this sign has to say. Landmark of home. Landmarks of home. Mesa Verde. So way off in the distance you can kind of see those big mountains. Sleeping Ute Mountain. You can see where we're at there. Park Point overlook. And right there's a road that runs along that. You can kind of see it runs along that ridge. That's the one that is closed off. We won't be able to go down that one today. Wow. Just beautiful. I like the other side a little bit better just because you get more of a view down the valley. Alright, I think that's about it up here. It is really pretty view. But I'm anxious to get down and I want to see those cliff dwellings. We did get to see some down at Canyon de Chelly, but this one has a lot more to look at. Yeah, you can definitely feel when you're walking uphill that high elevation kind of kicks in. Looks like they're busy at work inside there. And one more view.
So wherever you see that number, just go for
Wow.
it. And with these ones,
Run out of things to say about it. All right, let's head back down. It's clearing up nice, it looks like. That's good news. Oh, the other good news is it's all it's all downhill to the truck. That's the other good news. Let's see if I can't find a picture with all these along this path. That's kind of neat. And then you have these other trees sticking up. Yeah, I kind of like that one. With the sun rays kind of shining down back there too. It's pretty. All right, we are back at the trailhead. It's a pretty view. It really isn't that bad of a walk. We got some restrooms here. This is a nice little place to start off. All right, well, I think we have a little bit of a drive before we get to some overlooks to see the cliff dwellings. But we're gonna follow the top of this ridge. And I think it's like 40 minutes all the way to the end of the loop before we start making our way back. But that's if you're driving straight through. I'm sure we will be stopping and getting some pictures, getting cool looks of some overlooks. And from what I hear, just amazing examples of cliff dwellings. All right, so we've made it to our next stop. It's going to be the Farview House. It's supposed to be some old ruins, a structure, an above ground structure, and I saw that they were doing a little bit of reconstruction or help renovate. Well, this looks like a pretty busy place, but you can see it straight ahead of us. Looks like sandstone walls of some sort. Let's see if we can find a spot. That's part of a trail. I can't park here. Yeah, you can see, guys, they have a work truck here. I don't know if that's a Ranger. I'm not sure what that is. Man, I don't think I could squeeze in there. They could have pulled back a little bit. Oh well, I'll just park up here. I see a nice wide spot. I could use the walk. As we were driving by, I noticed, and this is in really good shape. I don't think I've ever seen a structure built up like this, and it looked like there was quite a few. Well, looks like they're going to go walk down there. There's another trail you can take to get over to, I think it's Coyote Village that's down there. This is kind of cool because this was up on the mesa. This building it predates all the other cliff dwellings that we're going to be seeing later. Look at it, it's like sandstone. We'll get a closer look. I want to see. I see a cold joint there. Yeah, it's like sandstone, some sort of rock or mud type mortar, adobe maybe. I know that they started restoring this back in like the early 1900s, and the way they did it didn't work so well, so they had to go back and restore it again. Boy, this sign is hard to read. Both built around 1000 AD. It's like 50 rooms. Look at that. Look at the size of that. So there's like 40 rooms on the ground floor. Wow. But they've done a remarkable job restoring what they could. And they restore things a little bit different now than they used to. Try and keep it more original, less harmful to the existing ruins. Look at that. I think they would call that a kiva, like a gathering place. Hey, buddy. Nice job. He gave me the nod. All right, let's go take a quick look at this Coyote Village. I honestly don't know how far back it is, but I think this does kind of a loop where you do the main house we were just at, and then this takes you to another part of the ruins, a part of the community. don't think it's too far back here. I kind of hear people talking back there. Maybe a couple hundred yards, maybe. Yeah, there it is. Doesn't look as, it's not quite as big as the other one. One thing I've noticed walking down here is it's hard to see, but you can see some like old adobe bricks or stone, a stone wall that maybe was back there that has collapsed and hasn't been restored. A couple benches to sit on. Well, this one lets you get a little bit more up close and you kind of walk through this one, it looks like. I see some people back there walking around. Do not climb on walls. Look at, is that a door? Maybe that was a door. Probably. Big old kivas in there. These are some bigger chunks. Look, nice squared off corners like that. That's really nice construction here. All right, let's see. Coyote Village, changing with the times. So this one has, it looks like 5 kivas and then also a tower. So there's some, and it does look like, I was looking, so you can see where we're standing, but it looks like they were built at different times. Have you ever moved from one house to another? We do that quite a bit these days, it seems. Let's see, you got the late Pueblo, early Pueblo, and late Pueblo, Pueblo 3. Pueblo is a hard word for me to say. All right, let's, this is the tower they were talking about and some of the smaller kivas. Oh, I wonder what those were. Like, I wonder what those were. That's kind of neat. Little gathering place. I guess they have little benches in there so you can sit around and talk. I guess they were for meetings or for kind of like a church we have nowadays. Religious ceremonies. Wow, a lot of little rooms. Must have been like storage. These things might have been just for holding stuff, like storage. They're really thin slabs. One thing I don't know, did these have like a roof or something? I know the rooms did. Look at that old post back there. I know the rooms did, but I'm wondering if the kivas had any type of roof system on it. And why, I guess circles, because you could sit around and kind of look at each other while you're talking. That's pretty interesting and really done a good job with the restoration here. All right, let's see what's towards the back here. I think you can just kind of walk around, look at some of the rooms on this back wall. All right, and this trail will take us back to the main road that we parked on. Well, nobody coming. And I think keep going, that'll take you to the reservoir. But anyways, there's a truck. Let's hit the road. Find the next cool thing to look at. You know, I usually try and get to parks first thing in the morning before people get here. But there's not too many right now. It's towards the later part of the day. So the busiest part may be done and everybody's kind of going home. Because they do get like up to 600,000 visitors a year. I'm just not seeing big crowds right now. It is on a weekday, so that might have something to do with it as well. But so far, I'm not having any problems with crowds. And that's always good news to me. Wow, this area was struck hard. I read a little bit about this when I was doing some research. This is where the Long Mesa fire was, 2002. It started by lightning strike, and it was like 2,600 acres. It didn't cause any damage to any of the ruins, but it did take out some park structures, and there was like there's like a 1,000,000-gallon tank somewhere up here, and it seared the roof, so it made that water undrinkable. But it's 2002, so like 22 years ago, 23 years ago, and there's still not a lot of trees growing back, a lot of grasses and shrubs, and this was all pinon pines, I think. Wow, still looks, this would be spooky at night, driving around and looking. Wow, it is part of nature though. Fires are part of nature. When it's done, by lightning, it's a part of the forest ecology. And we're getting back into some trees, but you can see you can see what type of trees they were before, and back then in 2002 they were in some pretty hard drought conditions, which the fire would just spread through these trees really fast. Look at that. I see junipers in there too, so this was a pinon and juniper forest. Alright, what do we have here? We have to go left or right. Let's see. Cliff Palace to the left, Mesa Top Loop, Spruce Tree House. This is the way we want to go. That Spruce Tree House, I think, is kind of like the main event in the park. Wow, you can look at the cliffs over there on the right hand side. So bus and RV parking straight. One way. Looks like here's some parking. I see more buildings. So this is gonna be it, and we're gonna. I see a lot of cars on the left. I'm just trying to find a place to park now. Let's see, vehicles under 20 feet can go there to the left. But I see more parking straight ahead. Go ahead. He's got some walking sticks. Looks like they went on a pretty long hike. But I see a lot of parking up here. It's not too busy, so looks like a good place. Main parking. This is a pretty big parking area, so this spot must get pretty busy. This is definitely the biggest parking area I've seen. This looks like a good spot. Alright, I'll get parked and we'll take a little stroll. I see a storyboard right off the bat. Let's go check that out. Some pretty nice buildings in here. This is a really, really nice national park. Alright. So we've got, you are here. You can see the spruce tree house down there. Just a good overview of the area. And the museum, I believe, is right straight ahead of us too. We are kind of, it's later in the day, so it might be closed. That's the downside of coming to a park either early in the morning or late in the afternoon like this, is things tend to close, but you do kind of beat the crowds a little bit. But we'll see.
Oh, you know.
I know
Hi.
her vaguely, yeah. She's very outspoken and knows her stuff.
Yeah, she's now the.
Nice southwestern feel. Hello? Oh, marking a spot. This is my tree. Wow, look at that. That is amazing. Just look how well preserved that is. People are walking down there. Let's go take a closer look. It's kind of a steep little path, but it is all paved. I'm just amazed at how well, I wasn't expecting this. I see pictures, but when you see it live like this, it's so much better. Wow. So he's got more, he's got a walking stick there too, or she. So where is the trail that they're hiking to? Look at that. Straight through those trees. They got 2-3 stories underneath that archway. Wow. It's got that desert varnish, that discoloration in the rock with water running down. All right, let's go down a little farther. Let's see, Spruce Tree House is closed. They got a little warning there. You have to answer these 3 or 4 questions to make sure you're prepared to hike down there. But like I was saying, it is late, so the actual, I'm not going to walk all the way down just because it's closed. I'm going to see what kind of views we can get down here. These cool junipers. Let's see from here. Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, you can't see too much. I do kind of like all this old fencing poking through there. We got to see if we can find a better view. Might be able to get just a better view from up top. See, if I was here earlier today, I could walk down there and get super views. Looks like a gate that they might close up. Ah, cool, look at this path. That reminds me of San Francisco, that street that has all those curves in it when you're looking down. That might be a pretty good picture. Oh, cool. Check this out. Looks like some of those dirt nests or mud nests that those birds do under cliffs and bridges. But I'm gonna go back up because there's got to be a better view up there. All right, we're just about up top again. I gotta tell you though, that's a kind of a steep climb. And we are up in elevation. Oh, cool. Check this out. What are these? See that? It's like that darker rock, and there's a hole in it. Huh. I wonder what causes that. If you know, let me know in the comments. There's another one. Wow, that is... They're all over. Different shapes and sizes like that. I'm at probably some of the best preserved cliffs or cliff dwellings in the world or something, and I'm paying attention to the rocks. There's another beautiful view right there. Wow. And just the way it lines up with those trees. I see it. Check out that dude running over there. So there's a trail. See, he's running that way. So the trail must come in. Starting down here, you can go back and hike over above those cliff dwellings. All right, let me, I'm going to walk over here, see if I can get a little bit better view. I think from up top, if you get a little bit better, a little chipmunk, squirrel running around up there. I think it's a chipmunk. But I think from up here, you can get a little bit better view. The trees won't be in your way. Hey. Yeah, you're looking more down on them. Yeah, see, that it's a little bit better from up here. Wow, just look how 1, 2, 3 stories. You got that round turret looking part in there. I wonder what that, I see that platform up on top. I wonder what that is. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what that would be. Wow, that is so amazing. All right, let's go look at some other stuff. Well, they have the post office. That's the museum. It's not open. There were people out on a balcony kind of just watching up there. It was nice in the shade. But I thought we might take a quick little stroll down here. Got a post office. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for here. We've still got some more places to see, quite a few. I would have taken the time to walk down to that spruce tree, the house down there, but yeah, it's closed. That kind of stinks. Oh well, we'll be back here, and I'm going to go check that out. Next time I'm here, I'll plan for that. Make sure I'm here at the right time. Well, you can see the truck's pretty far off in the distance, so I got a little bit of a walk. Oh, what a cool place. All right, that was definitely worth it. I definitely have to come back and get down to that spruce treehouse. Wow, look at all the parking. This must really, during its peak season, whenever that is, this must be where everybody goes. It is a huge parking lot. They have a spot for buses and RVs. We saw that as we came in. See here, bus RV parking. Oh, there's a lot of it down here. Bus will probably take up 2 or 3 of these spots. But lots of RV camping for you. You know, I did see, there was a sign I saw when we kind of first got just past the campground. There's like no trailers. You couldn't pull a trailer as you were coming back here. So just be careful if you have a trailer, like a tent trailer or something like that. You have to be careful. There's some things you just can't pull back here. All right, so let's see. Mesa Top Loop. Let's take a right. Wow, look at that. You can even see this area was affected by that fire too. Wow. 2,600 acres, I guess it would. Road closes at sunset, it says. All right, let's see. Balcony House and Cliff Palace. Yeah, let's take a left here. I want to go check those out. And then the Mesa Top Loop is straight ahead here. Wow, just look at just look how big of an area that fire took out. After 20 something years, those junipers and piñons must really grow slow, because it doesn't look like they're coming back much at all. Mostly just the low shrubs.
Wheels are rolling on the 2-lane blacktop. Dust kicking high, won't let this heart stop. Friends beside me, laughter fills the air. Chasing sunsets, we're going anywhere. Wide open roads and a sky full of stars. Living our dreams while we travel afar. The world keeps calling, we can't stay still. Wandering souls with a restless will. Stopped in a ghost town, not a soul in sight. Rusty old signs in the pale daylight. Echoes of the past in the creak of the door, telling the tales of those here before. Wide open roads and a sky full of stars. Living our dreams as we travel afar. The world keeps calling, we can't stay still. Wandering souls with a restless will. Camping out by a fire under endless skies. Fiddle tunes play as the moon starts to rise. Dreams.
All right, we have made it to Cliff Palace. Wow, this is a little bit of a walk, it looks like, on this one. Another nice big parking lot. Restrooms. Well, let me get parked. We'll take a walk down. I don't know. It's kind of hard to beat that cedar treehouse. All right, maybe it's not as far. Look at that cool juniper. Maybe it's not as far down as I thought it was. Let's see. Bring water. No food or other drinks in the cliff dwellings. No pets. I think this might be, yeah, there's a tour. This might be someplace that you can get a guided tour down. I saw a big area. I did hear that there were some of those. No drone zone. It is a national park. So, yeah, that's typical. You're not going to fly them on anything national. All right, I can kind of hear people up there. Yep, there's the platform. When it kind of looks like it's kind of cantilevered out over the cliff. Got a couple stairs to go. I see that set is blocked off. It's closed down, so that must be, I see a sign there. Let's go read that sign. Ticket holders, please wait for ranger here. All right, so that's where the tour starts, it looks like. Let's see, what am I looking for? Do not throw objects. Wow, what a view. Look at that. But look at this. Wow. This might, I'm gonna try and get a better look. This might be better than that cedar treehouse. Let's see what the storyboard says. Ties that bind, Cliff Palace. Below you is a reflective reminder of people who settled in these cliffs 700 years ago. Wow. That is an amazing condition still. Let me see if I can get zoomed in here for you a little bit. Wow, that is amazing. All right, here we go. This gives you a really good look. There's a tower in there. There's a round one squared off. That is like a palace. Look at all the kivas. Wow, just look at that. I like that stairwell too. I think that's a really cool picture with that with the stairs or the ladder, I mean. Tucked back into that underneath. Wow, that is amazing. Wow, what a cool place this was. If it's not better than that cedar treehouse, it is definitely a close second. I'm kind of excited to see what else they have. All right, so next on our list is something I thought that would be interesting, and that is the pit house. I am having to kind of pick every place that I want to go to because I don't have enough time to do every single little stop, because there are quite a few. There's some that I did pass up just because I want to catch the main ones. So this looks like it. And this one's enclosed. Looks like it's inside. Let's see, pit house, AD 600. Cool. Let's go take a look. Well, it is in an enclosed area. It looks like they can close it up, but everything's open right now. Protect it from the rain, probably. Wow. Look at that. I see some storyboard to tell us a little bit about it, but the first permanent homes. Wow. Let's see here. A family pit house included a central fire hearth used for cooking, light, and warmth. You can kind of see the activities. Looks like they're grinding, cooking some stuff. Let's see what this one. There's a couple of boards in here. Let's see. Establishing a time frame. So it looks like let me see here. Yeah, so it looks like they found like wood fragments, and from that, based on tree ring technology, they use dendrochronology. I think that's what it says. But through those wood fragments, they were able to date it. That's how they came up with when they thought it was being used. But you can see the holes where the post would have been. And it's kind of raised up a little bit. I wonder, surplus storage. Oh, so maybe that was a storage room on the upper level. Yeah, it's right in front of us is a little rectangle area that they would use for that. See if I can show you right there. And they were explaining, let's see, the main chamber, that's the antechamber over there. But the small little storage area would have been slab lined, and it would harden the outside just to keep the rodents from getting in and destroying their surplus. Very interesting. Look, there's a tree stump there. So before they built the structure, they probably cut down any junipers or other trees that were around while they were preserving this. A new way of life. So this is the site of a pit house, one of the earliest permanent dwellings. And they talk about how these farming kind of changed everything, where they could have excess food and be able to store it. You can see a couple, 3 or 4 or 5 pit houses around. Farming changed the habits of our forefathers by making them stationary. Before that, they would have to follow the food. Hunters and gatherers. Yeah, you can see the fire ring in the middle. Wow, this was very interesting. Glad I stopped here. One thing you can say about here is there are plenty of beautiful views. And just right up here is our next stop. It's going to be another cliff dwelling. The square tower house. Trying to see where it is, but I'll just park right up here behind this car. Alright, I think there's a couple different ways to get down there, but we'll just go down these stairs. This is a pretty drive. I mean, this is a pretty walk. It is a pretty drive too, but yeah, this is a pretty little walk. It's paved nice. I really do appreciate that they have everything paved. You can see the shadows are getting kind of long, so it's getting later in the day. And I can really tell it's getting kind of cool too. The temperature's dropping as the sun's getting a little bit lower. But I have a camp spot tonight, so I'm not too worried about it. I think that's going to be a running joke forever now. Wow, this place, look at this one. Ancestral high rise. Wow, look at that. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 5 stories? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's some pictures from down there. They got beams. Oh, that about half of that kiva's roof has survived. Wow, look at that. They're talking about a crow's nest that might have been used for a lookout. Look at the view they had. Looking down the valley. So they would have had a pretty good view if that was a lookout. But let me see if I can get zoomed in, see if we can get a better perspective. Yeah, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 stories it looks like. And on the top is, I think, where the crow's nest was for a lookout. That is just amazing. Amazing. 800 years old. Or since, yeah, about 800 years old. Wow, what an amazing day. But I think that's going to be it for today, guys. I'm pretty tired. Got up pretty early this morning. Got to see Four Corners. That really cool flume for that irrigation system. And then just amazing, amazing views up here. So if you like this kind of content, just remember, reach down, click that like button, and you can subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Just hit that subscribe button and then hit that notification bell so that it sets out a reminder to you that I put one out so you don't miss any. Nah. See, there's a lot of places like this that you can just spend probably a day, 2 days. If you want to do the tours, you can probably spend a couple days here. But wow, this has just been amazing. So I think I'm just going to head back, get to the campground. I do need to take advantage of the showers. I need to get a good night's rest because tomorrow we're heading into the Rockies, the Colorado Rockies. I really, really, really enjoy driving through them, but I've never been on the road that we're going to take up to Silverton. We're going to take a little tour, so you're not going to want to miss that one.
Got my boots on the gas, a map in my hand. Seabee Traveler's ready, we're gonna see this great land. Through ghost town echoes and highways wide, with the world in my rear view and you by my side, rolling with the traveler, free as the breeze.
All right, have made it back. I'm gonna detour into here and get a shower. And looks like we timed it just about right to get back. That sun is just about to set. The store's all closed. So that's gonna do it for this one. I really appreciate you coming along. And yeah, you're not going to want to miss the next one, heading up to the Rockies. So I'm going to sign off, and just remember, never say goodbye, always see you later.
Chasing those sunsets through